Thank you, and thank you everyone for being here. So I was talking to friends about doing this, and they were asking me, why? Why do you care? You're not a veteran, and it's true, I'm not a veteran. I've never had to do that. I've never had to take up arms, and I do want to take this moment to thank every person here, whether standing over here or standing over there, who is a veteran, who has undertaken that risk for the benefit of all of us. And what I told my friends why I'm here for my grandfather. My grandfather, the World War II veteran, who, when he was wading out to a boat rescuing him at Dunkirk, or when he was climbing up the rocky slopes of Monte Cassino, he wasn't doing that as a Christian. He wasn't doing that as part of any religion or part of no religion. He was doing that as a soldier. He was doing that fighting for his country and fighting for freedom. And as you can probably tell, I'm not American. I'm British, and everyone who is British has a connection to the First World War. The losses of Britain were staggering in that every war memorial I go to, I can find the name of an ancestor on that war memorial. And again, when those soldiers, when those sailors were huddled in mud, in trenches, when they were drowning in the mud of Flanders Field, when they were choking on poison gas, when they were shelled, they were not shelled as Christians, they were not shelled as Jews, they were not shelled as Muslims, as Hindus, as atheists, as anything. They were shelled as soldiers, and that's why it is essential we are here to honor them all. I'm an attorney. I do church-state separation law. And sometimes I have to ask myself a question, and it's a question I'm asking myself right now. What are we doing here? How the hell did we get to this point in time? Really, come on, what is going on here? This case is an absolute clear no-brainer. This is on public land. It's maintained at public expense. It's 40 foot tall. And you know what, in case you didn't know yet, it's a cross. And claiming this cross doesn't signify religion, claiming that it doesn't send a clear message of government support for Christianity, flies in the face of reason. Come on. I mean, what are you trying to do to us here? If this was not a religious symbol, if this cross was not the preeminent symbol of Christianity in the world, then why is there this uproar? Why are there the claims on Fox News that Christianity is under attack today? That's what the religious right has been doing to us and been doing to us for years. And it's one great giant con job. They're trying to lie to our faces about what we can see in front of us and what is plain and clear. The religious right tell us that in God we trust on our school walls, on our patrol cars, and on our money in our pockets. They tell us that's not religious. But then they attack anyone who questions its presence there as being anti-Christian. They tell us that over on Capitol Hill, the witnesses in Congress, that requiring them to swear an oath that includes the line, "So help me God," they tell us that's not about religion either. But then they accuse anyone who tries to leave that phrase out of an oath of sacrilege. And then they're in there right now, and they're telling us a giant 40-foot cross isn't about religion. It's about honoring fallen veterans. But then they claim that our challenge, and the challenge from anyone to this, is motivated by a hatred of God. What the religious right wants is clear. They want a Christian nation. They want to take their religion and place it supreme, forcing it into everyone's life in every single possible way. But even that's not enough for them, because they don't want to pay to do it. Instead, they want taxpayers to have to foot the bill for their own religious proselytizing. And it doesn't matter to them that the taxpayer may not be Christian. It doesn't matter to them that the taxpayer may be an atheist. That taxpayer has to put their hand in their pocket and pay for them to religiously proselytize. It doesn't matter to the religious right that this country is made up of believers of literally thousands of different faiths and believers in no faith at all. The religious right doesn't care that throughout the history of this country, atheists, Jewish people, Buddhists, Hindus, Muslims, and many, many others have fought and died in our military alongside Christians. They don't care about memorializing those people. They don't care about inclusion. To them, what is important is to place their own religious symbol in the public view. It's far more important to them than it is to commemorate the diversity that this country was founded on. How the hell did we get here? But there's got to be a line. There has to be a line somewhere. There has to be a point at which this religious right effort to excuse blatant government promotion of religion becomes so obvious that even this Supreme Court will stand up and say no more. If that line isn't a 40-foot cross, the preeminent symbol of Christianity on public property, maintained at public expense, then what is that line? Where will the courts say enough is enough? The nation's founders were clear. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. It's right there. It is the first freedom listed in the First Amendment in the Bill of Rights of our Constitution. And the nation's founders knew very well what the dangers of government favoritism towards religion were. And they strove to ensure that their new fledgling country was based on freedom of religion and based on government absence from religion to avoid the mistakes that they had seen plunging Europe time and time again into bloody warfare. But the religious right isn't satisfied with religious freedom in that way. They're not satisfied with this. Instead, they demand the right to impose their religion on other people. And they demand the right to do it funded by the public purse. They demand the right to open our government meetings, local government meetings, with prayers. They demand the right to refuse to serve people in their businesses because they disapprove of who they choose to love. They demand the right to refuse to give women contraceptive care as part of their insurance because it offends them. And now they want your money, they want our money to pay for their religious symbol on public land. The time has come for us, and the time has come for the Supreme Court to draw that line in the sand and to stop this attack on our values. So I'm here to ask you to honor the Constitution. I'm here to ask you to honor our veterans. And particularly, I'm here to ask you to honor them all. Thank you.